Are you ready to learn how to make a mermaid cake without fondant that is simple but looks like you have been to some decorating classes? So let's get started. Starting with, of course, trimming the cake layers, soaking it with sugar syrup, adding a layer of my favorite silky smooth condensed milk buttercream and filling it with yummy strawberry compote. If you are wondering for the recipes, then I have published separate videos on the cake base, buttercream and also the compote. I purposefully did not include all of those in this video or else this would become too long. In this video, we will specifically learn about how to fill and stack a cake, how do you make the icing look like C, buttercream transfer technique, chocolate decorations and the final assembly. So continuing with the recipe, when you fill the cakes with strawberry compote, make sure you do not go till the very edges or else it might bleed into your cake. Another point to note here is that make sure you crumb coat as you go. Since we are making a tall buttercream cake here, this would ensure that you are stacking straight and even layers. And one more thing, if you are interested in the exact amount of ingredient used to make the same cake as seen in the video, then all the details can be found on our blog spicesandflavors.com. Again, the link for which is available in the description box below. Okay, once you reach the top of the cake, give a final crumb coat and let this sit in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, let me show you how to prepare the buttercream shades for the final frosting. I have colored the buttercream in the darkest shade that I want in a bowl. From that, I'll take a little and add plain frosting to lighten the shade. The more plain frosting you add, the more lighter the frosting you will get, and that way you will have different shades of the same color to create the ombre effect. The two particular colors that I'm using for this cake are teal and turquoise from Chef Master. Not a sponsored video, of course, I'm just letting you know because I know so many of you will have this query and you will definitely ask me in the comments. So yes, I'm just answering it beforehand for you guys. Now, when it comes to final frosting, since we are opting for a rustic border, we will start with frosting the top layer because once we smoothen it, we are not going to touch it and we'll just leave it as it is. So start with the lightest shade you have got and add it to the top of the cake and frost to make it as even as you can. Once you're happy, simply stop and proceed to the sides. To the base, we will be using the darkest shade and the medium shade in between, followed by the lighter shade on top. Take a bench scraper taller than your cake, of course, and simply smoothen the sides. Don't bother if it is not perfect, just leave it as such. I felt there is not enough frosting on some sides, so I went with an offset spatula one more time before giving the wavy pattern look. For which, using a bench scraper, just go up and down over a rotating cake stand as seen here in the video. It is super simple. Do not worry if you scrape out the frosting, since this is a very rustic finish. You can go ahead, add more frosting and create the wavy pattern one more time. Wasn't that easy peasy to fix, making it perfect for even beginners to try this technique. I'm adding few pearl sprinkles to make it look like bubbles, and voila, that's our icing looking like sea. This is the base decoration you can use for baby shark theme, sailor theme, under the sea theme, mermaid theme, basically any ocean related theme cakes. Once done, let it sit in the fridge for at least an hour before the final decorations. If you plan on decorating your cakes with chocolate accents, then this is the time, as it would need a little extra time to set completely. These are the molds I am using for this particular mermaid cake decoration. All you have to do is pour melted chocolate in the molds, allow it to set completely and then unmold. That's it. Again, I have ample videos on this particular topic, so feel free to check it out. Now that it's done, let's make our buttercream mermaid. This technique is known as buttercream transfer technique, for which on a muffin tray here I have different colors that I would need for the design, and also black buttercream, which is the highlight of the design. Check out our latest reels if you would like to know how to make dark shades in buttercream, or give 100 likes to this video and I will share it on YouTube too. By the way, I also have the printout of the character ready according to the height of my cake. Simply stick the printout on top of the baking tray so it doesn't move. Stick a parchment paper on top and secure that well too. If you are wondering which mermaid design I am using, then I'll leave the link for the same in the description box below. So yes, for this particular video, do remember to check the description box. There are so many valuable information in there. Coming to our decoration, now start building your colors on this parchment paper, starting with the details first and then proceeding to flood the colors. In this case, we will first do the eyes, ears, lips and the bow on her head. Chill the baking tray for 5 minutes, then flood the parchment paper with other colors that are her body, hair and skin, which would cover the image entirely. Do not worry if it feels uneven to you and looks shabby at this point of time. This is the portion that we are going to stick onto the sides of the cake and hence would remain invisible. Note a simple tip here: if at any point you feel that the colors are smudging or the designs are going off, then simply chill it for 2 to 3 minutes before proceeding further. Release the parchment paper and immediately stick it onto the chilled cake. Gently press the parchment paper onto the side of the cake so that the design sticks properly and gets transferred. Put the cake back into the refrigerator for 15 to 30 minutes. After about that time, gently remove the parchment paper to reveal the design on the sides. If any air bubbles are left out, adjust it with the same color. And tada! That's your buttercream transfer technique. You can use the same method for any character like Spider-Man, dinosaur, Peppa Pig and so much more. And for final decoration and assembly of the cake, I am making some seaweeds. For the first pattern, I hand drew it directly on top of the cake as seen in the video. For the second pattern, I made some zigzag lines on a parchment paper using petal tip and then kept it in the freezer for 30 minutes. Once frozen, I took it out of the parchment paper and stuck it directly onto the cake. Grind some golden Oreos or digestive biscuits to resemble sand and place it at the bottom of the cake. Then place the chocolate decorations where you feel it would look good and like enhance the overall look of the cake. Also guys, my sincere apologies for my head popping every now and then in between. I did not realize the angle while shooting it. Hope it was not much of a disturbance and you still enjoyed the video. If you did, do hit that like button, share and subscribe. I'll see you soon with yet another one. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye bye.